Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Timone Show. I'm here with my neighbor, Rob. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good. How
And
about you, brother?
I'm I'm doing all right, man. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off at first. And then I'm here with my other guest, Zach. Uh,
Hello.
Nice to
and
meet you,
listening
brother.
listening in with him is his wife. Apparently, that's just good. So this would be cool. We're doing an episode that I did do before, but it wasn't good at all. So we're gonna redo it. It's a Dragon Ball versus One Piece, and I'm gonna be in defense of Dragon Ball, even though you guys all know I love One Piece. I bring it up all the time and unrelated topics and episodes all the time. So, and then Zachary over here is gonna be in defense of One Piece.
Yeah.
All right, I have my neighbor here as an unbiased judge. My stepdad's gonna be walking in and out of this. We're out here in the garage recording. It's nice. It's nice and cool out. It's a beautiful day.
Absolutely.
Beautiful evening. I have not watched the latest One Piece yet, but I don't care if your argument includes any spoilers of that episode because I'm gonna end up watching it tonight anyways. So
Oh, I'm up to date on manga, so you
okay.
know you. Yeah,
The manga's not too far ahead right now. It's still in Whole Cake Island, as I
it's
presume, right?
actually they just ended the whole cake arc. They just ended, and they released new bounties for the crew that was involved.
Oh, sweet.
So you just check that out if you haven't. Depending on uh wherever you get your manga, because the site that I typically goes to is manga. They updated it. They done
Here,
updated
get it.
it.
Sorry about
And
that.
no, it's all good. What I was saying is, some sites upload it late. Like a gentleman was talking to me about it that he knew that I was a One Piece fan, and he was talking to me about stuff that happened in the manga that came out today.
Yeah.
I
I was
like
like,
I like a two piece better.
yeah, but either way, ready when you are.
All right. So, all right. Both of these shows, Dragon Ball. I'm just this is an introduction for both of these shows. Dragon Ball is arguably one of the most popular animes, not just Shonen Jump in general, just popular animes of all time. Uh, Goku, Piccolo, Krillin, Vegeta, Master Roshi, Bulma, those are all household names. And then One Piece is one of the right now it's currently like probably the highest grossing manga slash comic book like in the
Absolutely.
Yeah,
entire world. It's like
Absolutely.
I remember a couple of years ago it was up there with the ranks of Batman, Superman, Spider Man, and then it was like One Piece, and then it was only getting stronger. So right now it's probably like the highest grossing
Still
comic
is.
book in the
Still
entire
is.
world right now. So
yeah, it
both
is.
of, both
It's
of these
gotten
shows,
awards for
both
being the number one selling manga in history. The
yes,
number one selling manga with over 1 billion copies.
yes. So both of these shows, anime, manga deserve high praise in everything they've done for the culture and community. And I'll begin the argument for the first topic, which we have is music,
Okay.
and then you'll begin, and then you can begin the next one, and then we'll go, and then yeah, all right. But yeah, you'll obviously have a counter argument for my argument towards the fantastic music of Dragon Ball. I can go back and watch not necessarily Dragon Ball because I'm going to incorporate every series and even GT. Um,
Well, hell
so,
Yeah.
but I still get pumped when I hear Rock the Dragon
yeah.
all the fucking time, dude. You could play any classic Dragon Ball Z episode if the theme song is Rock the Dragon, dude. You're like, oh yeah, dude. We're seeing some cool Kaioken shit. We're seeing fucking Raditz get killing shit, dude.
Hmm.
We're seeing all this cool stuff. So can you turn that down? I don't, I can't. I don't know. Sorry.
Oh, that's good.
No. All right. And then
It's just a background surround sound.
no, I I
That's
don't
what
mind.
that was.
I don't want to get flagged for fucking watching Arrow or whatever fucking on my on my
Agents of
show.
Shield.
Agents of
That's what it
Shield.
was, man.
Agents of
That's
Shield.
background surround sound.
I don't want to get flagged for having Agents of Shield audio in the playing in the background. Or and then so but and then like anytime you hear Frieza's fucking iconic theme song, you get the chills, man. It just brings it brings like oh my god, it just feels
Bruce
oh yeah,
Faulkner
you know some
did
shit's
a
about to
great
go
job.
down.
Right, right.
And you know, like he has this really good iconic theme song. And even the latest theme songs we got in Dragon Ball Super, dude, they were really fun. The latest, the last Tournament of Power theme song they gave us, that one was really exciting. It was for like they give us some really nice, fantastic theme songs, and
Mm-hmm.
the closing themes are fucking. They're always really good. Um, I don't know who's usually the composer, the conductor, the musical director for any of the stuff, but whoever they usually have is doing a pretty good job. I even like the old Japanese Dragon Ball Z theme song. Like, yeah, I don't like it as much
Yeah.
as Rock the Dragon, but
Ha, ha,
but
Head
yeah, Head Shala, dude, I love that fucking dude, because that would still get you hype. I could just imagine little kids in
It
Japan being
does.
all like Chala, Head Shala, where do you more than whatever the fuck he's saying,
We're
and
gonna rock this town all night.
and and that's what I got for Dragon Ball.
I do agree with you. I actually speak on the soundtrack quite frequently with a gentleman at my job who is a big Dragon Ball Z fan,
Yeah.
and Bruce Faulkner is the musical composer for Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Okay.
As far as GT and Dragon Ball and Super, I'm not sure. And yes, Super is definitely fun, especially that one episode where they randomly animated the singer for the opening and had him introduce the episode for the Tournament of Power.
That was really hilarious.
Yeah, we were sitting there like I don't remember there being another character like this.
Yeah, he was dressed up as Goku.
Yes,
Yeah.
he wore the Kami House gi.
Yeah.
So yeah. However, when it comes to the soundtrack, there is no other show that compares it to One Piece. One Piece has a new opening like at least once every year and a half. And the opening is never for the first 4 seasons, the first 4 openings, it was a song created specifically for One Piece.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I watch the current opening twice every episode.
Yeah. Yeah, it's incredibly ill. The music is not only well put together, but in the past, Ichiro Oda's selection, now I don't know who chooses the composer, but his selection of the openings was never limited to those of, I need a song for the show. It was, I like this song and I want. It's like listening to your favorite 30 Seconds to Mars song and be like, you know what? That'd be fucking ill for the intro. Let's place it on there.
Yeah.
Because my favorite intro is the Ace Arc intro. When they have like that soap opera opening and everything. Yeah, you go. I love that opening. It took me about 4 days to find out that group had actually made a music video to that song prior to the new season's release.
Wow.
And same thing with there is it's a famous one. It's The group is called Hikari E, but it's the season right after they're leaving Skypiea.
Okay.
And that girl group, they also were very famous and popular. And then they were like, you know what? We like this song. Let's have it for our opening. So I guess it's a lot. It's a lot more. It's more ecstatic when you like listening to your favorite song and you just so happen to watch your favorite TV show and your favorite TV show is playing that song as an intro, so you get even more hype. And if you just so happen not liking the intro in
What type of music do you like?
me personally, I lean more towards classical music, although I am a rapper. I love 105.7. It's a classical channel in Rockford.
Absolutely.
And but I definitely have to dive into rock and roll from time to time, heavy metal from time to time, hip hop a good majority of the time, but like my taste in hip hop. I don't like the current trap style I was just listening to some old Twisted music this morning just because I felt like it. And then along with like Cher's Believe.
That's love, brother. That's love.
Yeah.
That's love right there.
And so, but even if for whatever reason you don't like the intro or the outro to One Piece, if for whatever reason you don't like that, because there have been a few intros where me and my wife have been kind of like, we're going to skip and watch the TV, or we're going to watch the episode.
Yeah.
The soundtrack for the fights, for everyone having their individual bumper, like the single, the sound effect that you know something is going to happen was like, dun, dun, dun.
Is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
It's the most pumped up feeling when you're listening and all of a sudden you just hear dun, 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 dun. It's fun. It's the music is consistent, much like in Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball, you know, again, Bruce Falconer does a great job in showcasing different songs. However, those songs, no matter what the season is in Dragon Ball Z, get recycled. And while in One Piece, there are a few songs here that you recognize from like the first one, like whenever they have like a sad moment and they play the exact same piano.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I don't know the tune, but they play the exact same piano tune. You're like, okay, I recognize that. But they always switch it up. And I like definitely, I would have to say that One Piece has more, it has more variety. It has definitely a variety to their sounds. If you don't like one thing, you're going to like the next 8. Dragon Ball Z is definitely more iconic here in the West when it comes to their sound.
Yeah.
Because like you said, that the there's not a single soul on American soil that does not know what that song is. I know people who despise anime and like, One Piece, what's that? Is that ninja? I can't believe that he has that sword. Mixing all different stuff, but they know what the fuck Dragon Ball Z is.
Yeah. It is definitely like, this is outside of this specific topic, but yeah, like I said before, it's definitely just like a household name, and like you can hear that fucking song, and instantly you can hear fucking people coming from around the room like, oh man, we're watching Dragon Ball Z, fucking you hear dragon, rock the dragon, and then fucking, oh shit, dude, and you know it's gonna be like some of the old good shit, you know, that fucking like, this took off right after Dragon Ball. You know, like
It's like some Slayer coming in.
Yeah. So even
Straight up
but
playing.
to continue
It's
my
like
side,
Slayer playing inside there with him.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like Rain of Blood. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
well, Japanese people have some really good metal bands, dude. They're fucking really
they
they're.
do,
Oh man, dude, like the
they
music for
do.
Bleach. We'll do a Bleach versus some other shit episode some other time. But
But yeah, but to continue, not to sound like I'm saying Dragon Ball Z.
hold on. All right, now continue.
No, that not to say that Dragon Ball Z beats One Piece, because definitely my thing is if I can watch a show for years and hear the exact same song, it kind of kills it for me just a smidge.
Yeah.
And in One Piece, they're constantly making new music. I remember when they first introduced Brook, and you're hearing him sing Bing Sake. And at first, it sounds scary as shit because, like, oh my god, there is a skeleton singing this eerie song.
Yeah, well,
And then you find out
that whole arc was
beautiful.
awesome. It was so. Oh my god, it was.
Yeah,
That whole.
yeah.
And Brooke is one of my favorite characters. And then when he came through last week out of nowhere, you're like, you see this dude walking around in disguise. You're like, who the fuck is this guy? And then he comes out of nowhere and smashes the fucking picture. Spoiler
Yeah.
alert if no one saw last week's episode, but yeah, but
Yeah, dude, it's but even that that's a great example too. This entire whole cake arc, I don't know what is in the water there. I don't know if the food theme is that pertinent, but there is like a new song every other episode with these animated things. Whenever Big Mom is doing something extravagant, there is a song involved.
yeah.
Or with
Oh yeah, Big Mom has 4 characters with her, so all 4 of those characters, her including her 3 her hat and her cloud and her son or whatever, they all probably each have their own different music.
That's
So
true.
like,
yeah,
That's true. That's true.
so it's definitely so I personally give the edge to One Piece because it's literally living in a world with your own theme song against other people's theme songs. It's like who has the better rip? Who has the better chord? Who has the better chorus?
and like you said, and then you did say like they each character has their own. Well, each of the Straw Hats has their own bumper, which then soon we'll get one for Jinbei and we'll get one for Carrot. And
I really hope it. They haven't pinpointed and said specifically that Carrot was going to be a part of the crew. But bro, I am so hoping that she becomes a part of the crew. She is ill. If you can impress Zoro out of everybody in this world, if you can impress Zoro, who is like Zoro don't give a fuck about nothing.
Yeah, he's always just chilling in the back drinking. Like, and when it comes time to chill time, he's just always in the back drinking. Just fucking trying to just get. He'll eat his fill, and then everyone else is out there partying and shit. He's just fucking.
When you have someone who, in a blink of an eye, made Zoro kind of twitch, like, oh shit, hey, think fast. Hey, get your shit together. She gonna hit you. That's awesome. And she's a kid. She's a kid. I know. Granted, everybody is in the 17, 18-year-old, 19. I think Robin is the oldest, but Frankie is the second. No, Brooke is the oldest technically.
Yeah, Brooke is the oldest.
The original 5 are within.
Brooke would still be the oldest, even if he wasn't dead, because he was like an older guy pirate.
Yeah, he's 100. He's 100 and something. Yeah, he's 100 and something.
No, like I'm talking about like even if you even like when he died, he was still like an older man. He was like in his like in late 20s or so.
Yeah, he was like when he died, he said he was like 50 some years old because he referenced Roger as a kid.
Yeah.
Because he never knew about Gold Roger. They never spoke one time about Gold Roger the entire time after they got him.
Yeah.
So when Bradley was speaking about him, which that theme song was pretty nice because it's just happy stuff, dude. It's just happy stuff, like it's music that fits the mood. It's not like a one size fits all. You're still gonna be happy because they're fighting and blah blah blah. It's legit for the mood. If someone gets pissed off, that piano and violin duet gets canceled out, and you hear bass drums, and all of a sudden,
yeah, I don't even think we do need a judge on this topic. You have so much shit to say, and when you're talking so passionately about the fucking music, and I agree fucking wholeheartedly. I think we agree on the both parts of fucking just like Dragon Ball. Like it does have its iconic moments, but it doesn't branch out, and it doesn't do that fucking thing that One Piece does. One Piece will take a risk, and it usually works, and it fucking
yeah. And I think that's why it works is because like I am a self-titled connoisseur, I'd say, of anime. I watch anime I hate all the way through. I watch anime I love all the way through. And that weird middle area still gets watched all the way through. Like, to me, that weird middle area is like Attack on Titan and Bleach. Like, the shows are just kind of like, I really don't understand what's happening here. When I watch Attack on Titan, it's like I'm watching Battlestar Galactica.
I haven't watched Attack on Titans. I've heard nothing but bad reviews, except from like a few people. Like I have a buddy that doesn't like anime, but he's watching Attack on Titan. He's all like, "Oh my god, it's good." I'm all like, "I don't know."
People get drawn into blood. That's all. Yeah. They're like, "Oh, it's a monster that eats people, and you see the blood." Because anime in the past, the mainstream anime doesn't get the when you get punched in the gut, you spit up blood part. They get like the. It hurts so
cool
bad.
About Dragon Ball Super because it was a Sunday morning Japanese kids show. And there were parts when they were like, they should have been coughing up blood, but they were still coughing up saliva and whatever. Like especially during that Tournament of Power, and so and it still worked. We did not give a fuck. We were all like, oh well, whatever, dude. It's like we just gave it for what it was. Oh yeah, it is a Sunday morning kids show in Japan. We're watching it fucking Saturday night. Or whatever.
Yeah, even now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think Dragon Ball Super has more than like four background soundtracks. Really? Because during the Tournament of Power, they had the same sound. They had the same background battle music.
They had the same song. They just changed things slightly throughout the background for the whole Beerus, Frieza. And a little bit after the Frieza arc. And then there was like 3 or 4. Yeah. I think Tournament of Power had 2.
Yeah, because there was one song in Tournament of Power. I think it was the episode. It was the episode where the 3 gentlemen put on the same outfits that the Sailor Moon parody girls was having on.
Yeah.
And that same song that was in the background, my cousin had brought it up. The same song was being played when Vegeta was doing his big speech against Goku Black.
Goku Black. Dude, that shit is so funny in the manga, in the English dub, and in the Japanese dub. Dude, like, don't shoot him, he's not black. Oh my.
Yeah, very cringy. Bad choice of words on Funimation's point.
Oh my god, it says it in all 3. I'm like, what the fuck?
So what's the next topic?
What's the next topic? Are characters.
Okay,
you go first.
Okay, so I'm definitely gonna judge One Piece. So I think One Piece definitely 100% gets characters because they have the best selection of the most random non-cookie cutter people you could probably ever witness. The only other anime that I can say has remotely a chance in beating it in characters would be Hunter x Hunter. Mm-hmm. And they don't even come close, but they come closer than everybody else. In almost every other anime, including Dragon Ball Z, everybody is just like everybody else.
Yeah.
With a slight outfit tweak. Or one particular, this is not part of the Dragon Ball Z argument, but in Naruto Shippuden, they're all ninjas, right? There is a character who pretty much is the Sand Village's version of Rock Lee. And instead of having the 8 inner gates.
That's a filler arc, but still.
Yeah, but it still had the 7, what was it, the 7 or 13 paths to heaven or something like that.
I love that. I love that art. I love that character too. I was like, this dude is dope. And
no, it was absolutely incredible. Yeah. It was absolutely incredible. But it proves my point. You can't find other people like someone else in One Piece. No, I take that back. I take that back. I think there was one character.
I think it's built to be like that, where just everybody has their own fucking uniqueness, and it's just
every single last person.
Yeah.
Every single. Because there is the only person. The reason why I take that back is because in One Piece there is a filler arc that is not canon for whatever reason, but there is a gentleman who has, for what I think, a giant pink demon arm, like a furry arm. He's one of the admirals in training. He wants to be the best admiral ever. Blah blah blah. He's the Marine version of Luffy, and he actually looks just like Luffy. And in a commentary that Oda put out, he said that he was working on a design. Yeah, you remember who I'm talking about, right, babe? Yeah. He was working on a design on what if he could use this character, because he didn't want to use Kobe as the anti-Luffy, right?
Right, because Kobe is going to be Luffy's bridge to fucking forming some sort of an alliance with the Marines and shit, dude. Like,
that's true. Definitely. But I'll say I will acknowledge that character because he was designed specifically to look like Luffy with, with like hair adjustments and a different ability.
But he has the same type of swag, like the no shirt, the fucking sash, and the fucking whatever.
He was really just a dick. He was really serious. He wasn't like happy go lucky or anything. He was one of those. It was like watching Ichigo.
Was this in this recent when they had to like break in and steal food fucking arc?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember. I know who you're talking about. He has the mechanical fucking hand shit.
Yeah, and then it broke, and there's a giant pink Magilla gorilla arm out of nowhere. And it's like, okay.
He went full Akira, kind of.
Yeah. I was like, okay, I don't understand what's happening here, but it's not my show.
Yeah.
But other than that, in Dragon Ball Z, literally everybody is swole. We were making a joke because I was making a video. I was making a sketch video. We're taking clips out of here and there. And we were watching the Boo arc. And in the Boo arc, they're getting worked by Boo because apparently they're not strong enough to defeat Kid Boo no matter what they do. He asked for the spirit bomb. Give me your energy. And every single fucking person was cut. From down to the dinosaur people, to the weird Muslim-inspired characters, to the random New Yorker characters. Everybody had pecs and muscles, but nobody could fight. That's like in Dragon Ball Super. Literally everyone looks almost the exact same with little tweaks.
Yeah.
minus the character that I spoke about just now in One Piece, I would pay somebody to look for another character who looked like somebody else.
I don't even look like somebody else, but have similar
Because there's similar aspirations and whatnot. Like Blackbeard, my wife was talking about um, personality similarities. But I won't go as that far because Gold Roger and Luffy are technically the same person,
Well, yeah.
and you can argue it,
But they don't
but
exist at the same time, dude. Like Gold Roger could
right.
like Luffy could be like the reincarnation of Gold Roger or some shit, you know, like
It's true.
But and I was also saying
Hey, that's a
Blackbeard
given.
Blackbeard can also be argued as a different version of Luffy as well because they both believe the same thing. They just go about it differently.
Blackbeard's a dick, and everybody loves Luffy, dude. Like Luffy, how many times have the Marines just like let Luffy go just because he would like saved the fucking kingdom and shit, dude? Like,
Yeah, yeah. But and I love the episode. I love it and I hate it when when they find out who Luffy is and they're like, "Yo, let's kill him, get a bounty, get Ace." And in that episode, they both got a cherry pie and they both got something to drink. And when they both got cherry pie, one didn't like it, one did. When they got the drink, the opposite guy who didn't like it liked it,
yeah,
and so on and so forth. So you could argue person, but like there is nobody in One Piece that looks like the other person. Their character personalities incredible. Their backstories flawless. Their fighting techniques incredible. Absolutely incredible.
dude,
Literally everyone has their own fighting style in One Piece.
What I really love about One Piece, what they're doing now is they're making these short movies called like Episode of Sabo or like Episode of Chopper and shit like that for people.
I just brought up the episode of Luffy like maybe 2 hours ago.
And I found out why they're doing this, or this is why I think they're doing it, is because like the show is so long and it's to bring in new people. Like so like if someone was just to start watching it now, or like if you tell them to like, oh, just start at this arc or whatever, and then go on from there, whatever. And then if something interests you or they bring up some backstory, then you can go and watch the episode of fucking Robin or some shit, you know, that they're doing now. And then it'll tell you all about that shit in an hour and a half and fucking like.
Yeah, because that's when I found out. I didn't know that they had the episode of Mary. Because I had saw an AMV with the new fight with Luffy and Lucci animated, and I was actually bugging my wife like, "Yo, I'm not tripping. I've seen all of these films. What is happening here?" And then I saw it. And I was like, "Yo, it summed up almost an entire year of my life within an hour and 15 minutes."
Yeah. All right. Hold on 1 second. What?
No problem.
Oh, you heading out?
No, I got a leak.
Oh.
Drainage advantage. Give me a second, fellas. Much drainage advantage.
I don't know why you closed it all the way. Hold on. All right. So
Your turn.
It's my turn. All right. Cool. Dragon Ball has some of the most iconic characters of all time. Like you can go anywhere where you can put on the Goku wig and people will be like, "Oh shit, dude, yeah, fucking I can't go anywhere wearing a fucking straw hat and a fucking sash and a fucking with my I dress like Luffy regularly, dude. And I started watching One Piece. I was like, oh shit, dude. I was already wearing fucking like a straw fedora type shit and fucking like button up fucking tees with like unbuttoned without a shirt underneath it and fucking walking down going to the bar and shit. You know, like wearing sandals. That was already my swag, and then I started watching One Piece. I was all like, all right, dude, fucking. But nobody fucking would be all like, hey, dude, that dude's dressed like Luffy or whatever. I could go fucking wearing fucking Goku shit. Be like instantly fucking. People that aren't even real Dragon Ball fans would be all like, oh shit, dude, fucking. And that's the thing, dude, because any people who aren't a Dragon Ball fan would still fucking recognize Dragon Ball characters. People who aren't anime fans in general still recognize Dragon Ball characters. Sure, they're fucking lame or mundane. They're all pretty much the same. But fuck, I could go walk around wearing fucking Vegeta's armor or the Saiyan. Is it the Saiyan armor or is it the fucking Frieza army armor? You know,
Frieza
like
military.
what the fuck? And speaking of Frieza is goddammit arguably one of the greatest villains of all time, next to the fucking Joker, next to the fucking Green Goblin, next to fucking this dude is fucking iconic, dude. And the voice actor who plays him for English and Japanese is fucking amazing. The same voice actor for Caesar in Japanese, and from One Piece, and
Awesome.
and Master Roshi is, you know, you always gotta have that fucking old man, old pervert fucking trope that I don't know if he made it famous, but to me he made it famous. And then after that, when I saw it in other anime, I was like, oh man, I guess that's Japanese humor, is like old man or perverts or whatever. I guess it's true in America, but like we don't really talk about it unless you're talking about like Cotton Hill or
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're definitely right on that. You're definitely right on that. There's definitely more culture when it comes to there's more cultural awareness when it comes to Dragon Ball Z. You know what? I will actually tip my hat over to you, sir, on that. I will because you definitely have a good point. You definitely have a good point that Dragon Ball Z definitely is more accepted and more known over here in the West.
Yeah,
it is
over here in the West for sure. I've seen pictures of like if you go to Comic-Con and stuff, you can dress like Luffy and everyone be like, oh fuck yeah, you know. But like, or just or Asen or or just some like a lot of those fucking K-pop areas in Japan and stuff. Like yeah, dude, like all that stuff is like really common.
True.
But yeah, just going out in the norm. And like I said before, like the whole fucking basic Dragon Ball family, they're all household names. You know, like everybody knows Bulma, everyone knows Trunks. Fucking Trunks is so fucking iconic that there's a goddamn Yu-Gi-Oh card based off of fucking Trunks. Future Trunks or whatever, dude. Like, because Future Trunks is so badass, and he's based off of fucking John Connor from Terminator, and fuck, like all sorts of cool shit like that, dude. So like, even though John Connor's kind of a fucking bitch in Terminator 2, whatever. But he's based off of like a cool version of John Connor, and like it was like John Connor's buddy that was like the badass. He was like I think he played like Bobby Budnick later in Salute Your Shorts, and fucking. But
man, I hate it. I hate it because I don't have an argument for that. You're right. You're right, because I have a few One Piece keychains, right? My favorite character out of the Straw Hats is Frankie without a second thought. I love Frankie for everything that he is, which is also funny that he's based off of American culture as well.
Is he?
And yeah, he is. He is actually all the they asked about
being based off of like American gay culture, maybe.
No, he's based off of a beach bum. Yeah, he's based off of an Italian American, yo. He is, because Luffy's based off of a kid from Brazil, and Brook is based off of somebody from Austria. What was it? Zoro's Japanese. Nami is German.
Ooh.
Sanji is French. Usopp is African. Robin is same thing. They said she was Swedish or Russian. It was Swedish or Russian. I can't remember.
Finish up, because this is
Chopper was
leading me to a good point, but fuck, go on. Sorry.
no, it's all right. Chopper is Canadian. Frankie is American, and that's about it because they haven't really shown anything else, and you can kind of guess who Jinbei is based off of by his attire. But I had a Frankie one, and people were like, "Oh, who's this half naked dude on your keychain?" And I'm like, I have to explain he's from an anime, but this gentleman walks in with a Tommy House shirt from like Hot Topic or whatever.
Yeah.
And people instantly was like, "Oh, that's a nice Goku shirt. Oh, where'd you get that Goku shirt?" And I'm talking about women, like old women, young men, all of it. They're like, "Oh, where'd you get that? Where'd you get that shirt?" I'm like, okay, well, you guys are jerks.
Straight up.
All right, but so the cultures of the Dragon Ball characters. So I have a lot of friends. One of my best friends. He loves studying history and like African history and all this stuff. And he loves to tell me how like Piccolo is based off of a Moor. And like how they like his whole garb and everything. He's got the turban. He's got the fucking the little cloak and shit, dude. And so then in turn, like he basically raised Gohan up until he was like fucking 11 years old, and so Gohan maybe developed a lot of these Moorish principles and philosophy. So in turn, Gohan is also a Moor, and because he also wears the fucking garb and shit up and like for the time he's fighting, and
Hell yeah. It's a given.
except now he's wearing like a tracksuit. Now he's wearing his dad's clothes and stuff, and and then you got Krillin, who's was a monk. He was like a Buddhist monk or whatever, and then you got Tien, who is a Chinese, some sort of fucking just like he's some sort of Buddhist maybe as well, or something, or fuck, I don't. You probably know better than I do, but fuck it, he's got a whole different story. And fucking Kira Toriyama and whatever. I don't care how much they hate Tien. He's always been a fucking bad dude. Like
Oh, of course.
he has like fucking Naruto style fucking like jutsu fucking abilities and shit, dude. He's like a ninja, and I'm actually fucking I'm writing this fucking story. It's about how Master Roshi was like a young dude during the fucking ninja war of fucking like during like with like Naruto and them. Like he was like the same age as like Naruto and shit. And then he fought in the ninja war with his older sister Baba and all this shit. And then they later fucking they leave the hidden cloud. They're from the hidden cloud, and they leave the fucking hidden cloud. And fucking Roshi goes and trains with Orochimaru to learn fucking stuff about immortal life. Well, Baba goes and fucking learns stuff from like she tries to study that transdimensional shit from like the Stone Village or the wherever like the old man Kage dude, and then also she tries to find hidden fucking stuff from like Kaguya, like because she was doing all that stuff, going to different worlds and stuff. And they both become successful in their fucking missions, and then later they meet up, and then they go to that fucking island that they introduced in Dragon Ball Super with the plants and stuff, because like Orochimaru had fucking access to all this information or whatever, because he's that fucking dude, right? And,
right.
Brother, hey, excuse me. I had a burp, brother.
Oh, sorry, that's fine. Nobody noticed.
My bad. I'm like,
So, and then I'm gonna go on from there. I'm gonna fucking introduce it to fucking like how they gain immortal life, and then he's like, it's gonna link into the whole Dragon Ball universe. How it's gonna be how Naruto is a preface to fucking Dragon Ball, and it's gonna be really cool. There's gonna be like some Indiana Jones type shit with Bulma's dad, and like how he's like fucking like discovering the Dragon Balls, and then he like builds the fucking first Dragon Ball radar and shit, dude. There's gonna be a lot of cool stuff with it.
Hey.
He's gonna he wishes to become the fucking world's most successful inventor, and that's what fucking boom.
Hey.
I like it.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball, man, I tell you, Dragon Ball ain't nothing nice. I ain't even tell you nothing
And
nice.
so like, and
Me?
and that's something that the characters of Dragon Ball has inspired me to do. One Piece has not inspired me to do spin-off writing based off their characters as much as I love them, as much as I love what. Probably because I don't think I could do them justice, actually.
Really, dude. One Piece, although it's not as popular
Yes.
over here as Dragon Ball, unfortunately, their character design is so far greater. They eclipse.
But listen, Zach. Listen, Zach. I don't. No, nobody likes Supernatural. But listen, Zach.
I ain't gonna lie to you, that's Supernatural, brother.
Listen, I want to agree with you in every fucking extent of One Piece characters, but I'm doing my fucking job of defending Dragon Ball to its fucking extent. We go back to fucking basic Dragon Ball. Fuck Dragon Ball, got to find that Dragon Ball.
Absolutely.
When consequences and stuff actually fucking mattered, and you actually felt for the characters and all this stuff. Like you had Child Goku, and he like you actually felt and you fucking like went along with his struggle because he Child Goku got his ass kicked every single time.
I agree.
The same thing that happens to Luffy, but
Child Goku was such a. It was so.
He was a Gary Stu for sure, but like not like but. It took him a lot, and he still has that hard-headedness of fucking. Like, he's still the child that he is, like in his adult life, and you can just see how much it annoys everybody around him, and so like, but then you had little kid Bulma. She's definitely fucking grown and evolved with her development and everything, and even Vegeta. Vegeta has probably some of the best and biggest character development that you'd expect in. I'm not gonna say anime. I'm not gonna say Shonen Jump. I'm just gonna say in Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball.
True. Hey.
Because there's been way bigger and much more fucking on like developed characters in fucking in the story, but like as soon as you get into Dragon Ball Super, in that fucking second episode of Dragon Ball Super, when he's all like, if you can lay one hit on, and they're going flashback into Dragon Ball Z, he's like, you gonna lay one hit on me, I'll take you to the fucking whatever, and he's like, and he hits him once, and he's like, arr, and then he ends up just kicking the shit out of his own fucking son, because he got that pissed off that he got one smack on him. But then he followed through with his promise, and then they go through with that shit, and you just see Vegeta fucking like, you see Vegeta being a good dad and like doing all this shit. Like he's way better dad than Goku is, and it's fucking, and he's supposed to be the bad guy. He's supposed to be like the fucking, the hard ass and the fucking, and then he didn't want to go do the preliminary tournament shit because his because Bulma was pregnant with the new daughter and whatever, and he wanted to make sure he was around to fucking do like dad stuff, you know.
But bro, it's so it's so like the Goku show is all right, but the characters just are so basic. They're so reliant. You know what makes One Piece better than Dragon Ball Z and all the other Dragon Ball franchises is that in Dragon Ball Z, at the end of the day, they all rely on Goku. It does not matter who, when, where, or what is the problem.
You know, that pisses everybody off. Like the whole,
It does.
we're all upset
Especially
about that.
now that you've seen, you mentioned it. You mentioned it just now. When you see Vegeta grow from when he first showed up to the very last episode of Super, and to know that the little arrogant little turd stain became one of the most mature badasses, period. And he's a good father. That's like one thing Goku can never say that he is. My man he was willing to risk the entire known universe just so he didn't miss the birth of his baby girl. Didn't care about none of that, all the other stuff. No. We need you for your fight. Nah, I'm about to have a kid. Don't even include me.
Kind of sounds like me and my son.
What, you were gonna you had the chance to fucking save the fucking universe, and you said, "Hey, I'm gonna watch my kid get born instead."
No, hey.
Hey, and you know what? 18 said the same thing too.
When it comes to birth,
yeah,
and you got that family right there. That family's everything, brother.
Yeah,
you gotta understand that. That family is everything. I don't care.
Especially for the prideful fucking person that Vegeta is. Like,
I will blow the world up when it comes to my family.
What Vegeta will tell you is it's about fucking spreading the Saiyan seed and fucking making sure like the Saiyans will fucking dominate the earth in that sort of way.
Love that girl.
That's the type of shit he'll tell you, but you know deep down inside he's all like, I just love my kids. Like,
but I say that to say in Dragon Ball Z, no matter what, even though Vegeta became badass,
it was his kid's birthday
everybody else became very, very disappointing on the show.
I'm sorry.
In One Piece, it's all right. In One Piece, In One Piece, Luffy relies on everybody else. The main character has to rely on everybody else.
Yeah.
Because he himself can only go so far. He doesn't have the writer making him conveniently, like the plot in Dragon Ball Z is so convenient. It could be on Batman's belt.
That's what they expect everybody to be tuning in for, is the fucking it's
a given.
What they do in Dragon Ball is you're like, all right, dude, everybody's gonna have their shot. We're gonna see everybody cool, like doing what they can to fight the side characters, or like whatever, and then Goku's gonna come in last minute to save the day against the top dog, and fucking that's what everybody expects nowadays, and that's what we get, and it pays off, kind of. We did get that really cool twist at the end of the Tournament of Power where 17 was the top dog at the end or whatever. You know, they tried to like before 17 came back, I had this theory that fucking Goku was gonna get eliminated, but we still had Frieza in the background, and now Jiren's actually worn out enough to where Gold Frieza or whatever, or just base form Frieza, because his final form is his base form, and so base form Frieza was gonna fucking go in and fucking actually be able to hold his own against Jiren and like come out on top or whatever, and then he was just gonna be the champ. And I didn't think the fucking winner of the tournament had sole fucking. I wasn't sure if the winner of the tournament had sole purpose of the wish of what was going to be made. I thought it was going to be like a team, like consultant, like, oh, hey, let's discuss what's going on. You know,
that was weird. Yeah. That was definitely, because that was not clarified for anybody. Yeah. And when me and my guys were watching that episode, we're like, why? This doesn't have to be a group thing. This is literally on, like, it's very, again, it's just so convenient. It's so not cool. It's just convenient, because had Okay, let's go ahead and just.
We knew as soon as the Tournament of Power happened, everybody knew what the ending was gonna be, but we still tuned
Right.
in every Saturday night and fucking watched the shit. It was
Well,
because
we knew that universe is it 6 are they 6 universe 6?
6 is the sister universe to our universe. Yeah.
Okay, so 7. So Universe 7, we knew they were going to win because they already announced that there was going to be a movie. So we knew that they were going to win.
Yeah.
But it's the simple fact now, there's so many plot holes throughout this entire arc. I'm not going to go into it because that's not the topic. The character design is so basic. It would ran into a problem had Goku had finished. No, Frieza and 17 were there. I don't know how they survived all these random ultrasonic cataclysmic attacks, but they survived nonetheless.
Yeah.
Had Goku had finished the fight, all 3 of them would have had to discuss on a wish. They would have had to debate a wish, which would have been almost impossible.
Yeah.
And it was so convenient because the characters are so.
And the only person that we actually showing a noble wish was Vegeta, like, because he was like, I'm gonna fucking bring back at least Universe 6. You know, I'm at least bringing back Universe 6.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah, but but Luffy. That's why I love when you. For those who are listening, when you're an avid One Piece fan, and if you watch from the very first episode to the current episode right now, in that arc where Kuma beat everybody and sent them flying to their respective islands, from that point on, you've seen that Luffy.
Yeah, he just fucking touched them on their back and they teleported to the fucking.
Oh, back then, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he hit them so. He had hit them so hard that they flew for 3 days and 3 nights.
That's true.
So, but in that time that he was separated from his team,
even more. We don't know.
When he was from the time that he was separated from his team, he lost nearly every big boss fight.
Jimmy, time out, man.
And it's because he to prove that he needed his team. He needed his Nakama in order to succeed. Because without that, he just lost. Yeah. Luffy just lost over and over and over and over again. And it was now looking at it, it's fulfilling because you're seeing the main character who's had more luck than any 4-leaf clover ever existed.
Yeah.
He won more unbeatable fights than anybody. One Piece has so many great characters that they have like 1,500 movies out, but it showed you that what Luffy can't do it without his team, which makes his character dynamic that much more better. Because
I was kind of upset when Goku's out, like when Jiren tried to be like, oh, I'm gonna attack the stands, and then Goku's out. I was upset about that whole thing because for one, Jiren's character wouldn't do that, and fucking Goku doesn't really give a fuck about his friends most of the time. He's always trying to just fucking push them into some fucking danger. He's like, well, they'll get stronger, or I believe they can do it. Like, he fucking put his own son against fucking Cell. His son was 11
without
years
any
old,
hesitation.
and Goku
could
have already killed Cell fucking that many times. He tosses him a sensu bean. He's like, it's not fair if he's not at full strength. Like, what the fuck are you doing, you dumb motherfucker? And
being truthful.
Oh, and also, really, if you pick the perfect argument. You are a One Piece fan, so I know you've watched this crossover event. And in this crossover event, you have One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, and a no-name anime known as Toriko.
Yeah, this is
When
good.
the char-
That's a good show.
when the
That's a good
characters
crossover
combine,
event.
when the characters combine,
Yeah.
it is so undeniably easy to tell that the Toriko characters all look like Toriko characters. And the Dragon Ball Z characters all look like Dragon Ball Z characters. Every single last one of these characters from their respective shows was abnormally ripped, defined, lean, and muscular. I don't know how Krillin is still lean and muscular because he doesn't fight that often. Even in Dragon Ball Super, he said, well, I had no reason to fight.
He probably still does like push-ups and shit every night and whatever. He's a police officer, you know. He has to keep in moderate shape, whatever. He probably eats really healthy, you know. He probably eats off that fucking Master Roshi diet and fucking, you know, like so. And like maybe sometimes you don't know what him and 18 are doing on the side, you know, like you don't know what type of
Called him weak. He's not
how
doing much of
physical
anything.
they really are, you know, like so.
So okay, so I again, because even though I believe that One Piece has better characters, I will actually tip my hat to you because Dragon Ball Z is a much more relatable and known anime to even those who do not care for the TV show or the culture.
The episodes where they're kicking it, like anybody can just relate, dude. Super's kind of lame with it because after every arc, they're like, "All right, let's just have a party at Bulma's house and fucking eat a bunch of food, and Beerus and Whis will be there, and it'll be fun." And that was every arc of Dragon Ball Super, even though there was like 4 arcs. But Dragon Ball Z was really fucking cool. Like after every arc, like it just led straight into some fucking other shit, dude. Like after Raditz showed up, you're like boom, you're all like boom, fucking Goku, you're an alien. And then you find out Piccolo's an alien, and that's somehow even more shocking that fucking Goku's an alien, that Piccolo's an alien. Like the Demon King Piccolo's an alien too? Like, oh what
Yeah,
the fuck?
the guy who had from an egg is an alien. I remember watching that at
Because Dragon
the
Ball has already like weird shit. They got dinosaurs roaming around, dude. They got so like you got
they got
fucking
dinosaur
you got
people.
cat people. Like there's a cat person that's a mayor in like North City or whatever fucking
Mm-hmm.
city. You know, like so like it was more shocking that Piccolo was an alien than Goku. Like Goku, you could believe or whatever. Like because they gave that whole backstory right away, and you're like, oh, dude, like the stuff they didn't show us in Dragon Ball is fucking. He actually came from a spaceship. Okay, that makes sense. All right,
Yeah,
but fucking then when they're all like, oh, there's other Dragon Balls on another planet, Namek, you're all like, oh fuck, and then you go to this whole other fucking planet. And you're like, oh shit, and there's like all these Namekians everywhere, and they're just like these asexual fucking whatever.
yeah.
But they're all males. Everybody's like
I was gonna
they're
say
not males. They're just all
it was a planet of sausage fest.
yeah. And they're not. They're just all the same sex. They're not males. They're not females. They're just whatever. There's these asexual fucking things. They lay eggs or whatever out of their mouths. It's weird. And but they have even cooler Dragon Balls. They're like the as big as fucking dodgeballs, and they're fucking.
Oh, never mind.
So yeah. So what? Let's do one more topic, and then I gotta call it in for the night.
All right. The next one is the supporting roles of our fucking characters.
Ooh.
Here they come.
And I go first on this one.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
we'll do part 2
There's Aries.
real soon. I think I'm gonna do an Infinity War review next week, and then after that there'll be we could probably do part 2 for that. And then so we got some of the coolest supporting roles in Dragon Ball ever, dude. We got this Indian dude that dies in the fucking first series Dragon Ball. and like everybody actually really felt for his death. He was like he was a really fucking awesome character. We got the Ox King, which is Goku's father-in-law. He's really fun. He's always cool to be around. Goku couldn't even kick his ass the first time he met him. Dude, Ox King was fucking laying the fucking hands on him, and then it wasn't until fucking they had some like mutual conversation about what they actually were trying to do that he actually got some shit done. So like
Yeah.
Goku's actually never defeated the Ox King with hands, and so that shows that fucking proves to show you right there that motherfucking Ox King is a really fucking strong dude, and he gets downplayed a lot. It's just a fucking old man now.
Hey, you gotta look at every other obstacle. You know what I'm saying?
And then no,
you gotta look at
every
twist.
We got cool motherfuckers like Nappa. Nappa has been one of the.
Nappa was pretty wild.
I'm gonna include Dragon Ball Abridged and how cool fucking Nappa is, and Mr. Popo. You get some of the best interpretations of Nappa and Mr. Popo on Dragon Ball Z Abridged. If you haven't watched that shit, go follow Team 4-Star on YouTube and watch the whole fucking thing, because you will get the best interpretation of those characters. And
it's true.
Like you get Ghost Nappa. Ghost Nappa is one of the coolest fucking things ever. And
Yeah. I like the throwback movie where they had the what is it? They had Nappa as the advisor.
That's a dead given.
And and then you get the Ginyu Force. Oh my god, they are some awesome supporting characters, dude. They have the whole fucking like Super Senpai fucking sort of thing going on, where they just do their fucking poses, and that's become like a huge Dragon Ball trope. It might be just a huge anime trope, like the Sailor Scouts do it, and it's like it's super comical, and every character was kind of a badass except Goldo, and then you had the one dude that was super fast. I forget his name. Birder, yeah. I'm surprised Frieza didn't make any fucking Birder references when he was fighting against that dude in the
Dispo.
Dispo. Fuck. Because that would just been so good. It would have been like, I don't know, I would have been cracking up like, oh yeah, I'm like, and he should have been whooping his ass like, oh, I've already fucking dealt with fucking the fastest fucking people, dude. Like you're just as the same as some Ginyu Force, fuck, or whatever. But they had to fucking do this whole power scaling or whatever shit or whatever. Like Dragon Ball Super did what it had to do, kind of, and then you always had the same announcer at every fucking tournament. This guy doesn't age. He's been the same age since Dragon Ball. He's the fucking dude with the blonde hair. Like I think he's got a mustache now, I think. But he didn't always have a mustache. He's
in GT in the end of Dragon Ball Z, he had a mustache.
Yeah. You got Mr. fucking Satan. Mr. Satan is one of the coolest fucking characters of all time. He's like, goddamn it, Hulk Hogan. And he's just out there to win it, dude. He's like, oh my god. Like, he was probably a really good fighter. He could probably just beat, like, any fucking regular human's ass that's not Krillin or Tien or Yamcha. No one can see that. We're not on camera. No, we're not on camera.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It's cold out.
You guys are fucking insane. And I don't know, Mr. Satan, like this fucking, Mr. Satan is my closing fucking argument for Dragon Ball supporting roles. And you can fucking leave it at that right there.
Alright, that was cute. But if we're going to talk about supporting characters,
yeah,
One Piece easily demolishes every single supporting character. Look, in every arc, there are at least 15 supporting characters, all who play an actual role.
Yeah.
It's not just I'm a random bypasser and I'm gonna also be in this story. It's like, no, I've been living this story for about as long as I've been alive, non-fictionally, and it was their character design. Let's say if I could just pick a random character, let's say they say Sengoku, which is funny. They say Sengoku is a supporting character, right? He hasn't really fought except that one time in the Marineford War, and his character was so intertwined with every single other story. It's unbelievable how actually important this character who barely shows up. Shanks is one of easily the biggest story bookmark in the entire show, because whenever something happens, they recognize him. They recognize who the hat belonged to before Luffy had it. They recognize everything that he's done. If I could just randomly, the Frankie family in the Water 7 arc, for those who are One Piece fans, and those who aren't, that's personally my favorite arc in the entire show is the Water 7 arc. They meet Frankie, they're meeting Cypher Pole, they're meeting the ship makers, Frankie family, all these different people. Every single supporting character is there for an actual purpose and not just because they need comic relief and it's getting too serious and they need somebody to get beat up. Like these characters, let me just stop at the Frankie family. The Frankie family was a mob. They were the underground mob in this city, completely based off of Italy.
Yeah.
So Frankie was a mafia boss who ran a mob. These people run every underhanded situation that happened in there. They not only took a beating from the Straw Hats, they came back and helped them through each individual situation that came up, where they needed an army, or they needed their ship rebuild, or they needed somebody to beat the shit out of Usopp. You know, like they were relevant. There is in Dragon Ball Z, I can name at least 5 characters right now that were completely irrelevant throughout the entire series. Let's start. Yajirobe. Krillin. I'm gonna call Krillin a support character.
I excluded all Z fighters out of my. So Yajirobe does count as a supporting character, but no Z fighters, no Tien, no Yamcha as supporting character.
Then he's God. He's their God now. Absolutely pointless. Absolutely pointless. Say it's. I understand why you brought up Hercule or Mr. Satan, but he doesn't serve a purpose except Majin Buu's pet. He's the only person on the planet that can calm easily the mightiest warrior on Earth down.
He's extreme comedy relief, dude. Like you know when Mr. Satan's around, you know you're gonna get a laugh, and like because he's an old man now, and people still look up to him like he's this like dope ass martial artist for some like dude's old as shit. Like he looks
right. But see, in One Piece, the supportive character is just that, supportive. They support.
Yeah.
In Dragon Ball Z, the support characters don't support. They just kind of are there, just so you have them as a reference.
They're always going to be there.
They're always there, though. They're always around, man. They're
used. And the supportive characters in One Piece, they're there they support the story, and then they're gone. Hey, I did my job, and I left.
Understand this. Understand this.
Don't even bring up Rayleigh or
They're gonna be there regardless.
Don't even
understand that.
Don't even bring up Rayleigh or Ace or Cabo or don't bring up any of those guys to fucking try to beat me.
I ain't gonna lie to you. They're gonna be there regardless.
Floor rules. I'm sorry.
And
you guys are fucking.
I'm being real.
You guys are the worst background people.
No, I'm not gonna be no background purple.
Are you already drunk?
Nope.
Not yet.
Nope. Nope.
But like literally everybody in One Piece has served a role. If they haven't, they didn't speak. It was simple as that. If you talk, you walk. If you had no reason to walk, just shut the fuck up and let the character.
Hey! There's random villagers. There's random villagers that are always fucking saying stuff. They talk.
And they add to their supportive person. They add to it though. They add. It's not just hey, nice hat, and you never see that person again. It's not like the guy from SpongeBob who always screams my leg, and you don't know who that guy is. You just know the voice. Like everybody in One Piece who speaks has an importance to their speak. In Dragon Ball Z, motherfuckers just talk, just to talk. There's actually a scene to go back to the Boo arc that I referenced.
Are you talking to talk?
No, he's making points.
He's making points.
When he asked for the spirit bomb, he was like, "What he said? I think it's Kai." So I don't know if it's the original saying. But he asked, "Do you not care about your planet?" And one guy goes, "Did he call us dumbasses? That's not very nice." Okay, that served no purpose. Like, you guys are dumbasses. He's trying to destroy the planet. He's told you like at least 4 times in this episode he needs your help. If somebody said, "Hey, I need your power. Do you not care about this, dumbasses?" in One Piece, they'd be like, "You know what? I don't like that you call me a dumbass, but I'm gonna reluctantly give you some energy because this is what you asked for."
Right.
Like it's in One Piece, all of the supporting characters made a difference, especially in the fillers. Oh my god. Even the supportive characters in the fillers of One Piece.
Like Bellamy? Or not Bellamy, but Bartholomew or Bart.
Oh, Bartolomeo?
Yeah.
Can you I don't know if he can be a supportive character because he was like a main fighter, wasn't he? He was a main fighter in their like little Civil War thing. One Piece Civil War. Anyway,
he's technically not a Straw Hat, even though he kind of is, because like all those motherfuckers at the end of that Dressrosa arc, that's like Luffy's all like, "No, you guys aren't Straw Hats, but if I need your help, like I'll help you, and you guys needed my help, I'll help you." I still consider them all fucking Straw Hats now.
Yeah. So it's but see, like, okay, perfect example. Water 7 arc, because it's on my mind.
Yeah.
In the episodes, there's 2 episodes that are just about. Well, there's a lot of episodes that are just about the random Straw Hats doing everyday things. One of those episodes is Zoro learning to care for others, because in this point in time, when he was fighting Kaku and Usopp accidentally handcuffed them together.
Yeah.
Like, he was confident in his skills, but at the same time, if Usopp got cut, Usopp got cut. That's just what it was. And in this episode that was a filler, he had to be a big brother to these random kids who automatically assumed him big brother. And he took on the responsibility reluctantly. And then the old lady, the orphan keeper or whatever, gave like this random 5-second speech that, hey, when you actually care about other people, your dreams, I don't know, some uplifting. I can't remember word for word, but it was something uplifting. And after that, in the movies or in the random episodes, they started piecing him and Chopper together, and you have that like that little brother mentality, especially in Strong World.
Yeah.
In Strong World, or in definitely in other animes, like in what was the when they came back to Fishman Island and Chopper got big, and Zoro then was like Zoro was only focused. He was like, "Good looking, Chopper. You actually did something."
Yeah.
And he never gave anybody. He's yet to give Luffy a compliment. He just laughs and does the cool anime cool guy thing, like like I automatically
Chopper fucking. Oh no, you're fucking talking about Zoro. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm talking about Zoro.
Yeah, never mind. You
Like
said talking about
that
Chopper for a
random.
second. I was like, this is a Chopper's too shy to fucking give compliment. Like, cause when he gives a compliment, he just fucking blushes and goes crazy for a second.
But see, that random orphan keeper changed Zoro for the remainder of the show up till now.
Okay.
See, next episode, Sanji learns how to cook, or learns a new seasoning from some random taki maker, just some random takoyaki maker.
Yeah.
And it was, how do you do this? He was like, you have to just take the essence of the sea. And it was salt. My guy was just adding sea salt to his stuff. It wasn't anything special. It was salt, sodium, Na. And because of that, Sanji was like, if I put a little bit of salt, everything's better. And so that made him stronger. So a random 22-minute character, you've never seen him in any other episode to date. Just random. It's just he's just there. He's just there in that one episode. But that one episode changed this character for the remainder of the show. And I could go on forever. But supportive characters, One Piece actually has supportive characters. Not just placeholders, but supportive characters.
You're gonna have to lay down and hunker up.
So you're trying to say that the supporting characters in One Piece play a pivotal role into the actual main characters, and Dragon Ball doesn't?
Yes, I'm saying that the supportive characters in One Piece are actually supportive.
If Mr. Satan didn't have a daughter to fucking marry Gohan, we wouldn't have Pan. And Pan is the biggest annoyance that we have in Dragon Ball GT. Come on now. We have awesome shit going on in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, you definitely do, but it's not from supportive characters' help. You definitely do, but it's not because Hercule is like, you know what, Videl, I think you should fuck this alien. It was just there. So, like a supportive character in Dragon Ball, I would put Pikkon as a supportive character.
And he doesn't even technically count because he's a filler character. But everybody loves Pikkon. We're like, everybody's like, we need Pikkon in the Tournament of Power. I remember a lot of that shit going on. But then I was like, it's not going to happen because he technically doesn't really exist. But
well, he did because he was in the Boo saga when Kid Buu came to hell.
He wasn't in the manga at all though. So
no, he wasn't in the manga. Yeah. No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But Dragon Ball does in Dragon Ball does have a lot of things that happen in even right now. If you go to a super manga,
with what you were gonna do with Pikkon though, I'm interested in hearing that.
Pikkon didn't do anything. That's the point. Like he did stop Cell, Frieza, the random King Cold. Which I've never even seen King Cold fight.
You know who I neglected to bring up was fucking King Kai and the other Kais and like the Kaioshin and
King Kai. And King Kai definitely a great argument.
Those are some awesome ass supporting roles right now.
They are.
King Kai always comes through with some fucking information, dude. He's always all like, "Hey, dude, like some shit's about to go on. You better be prepared." And Goku's all like, "Oh, dude, I really don't think I gotta be prepared because I think I just got it covered." Right. You know, King Kai's like, "No, dude, you need to fucking listen." And then this Goku never listens. And then since King Kai only really talks to Goku. He talked to Vegeta that one time with Beerus. He's like, dude, Beerus is about to come. And Vegeta's like, oh shit, dude, this is serious. Like, it's in the fucking movie, it's in the fucking Japanese, and it's in the English. I watched all that shit. And fucking...
Bring it down.
And
You right. You got a good one there. You got a good one there.
Bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it down.
One Piece has way too many supportive characters. Like you definitely have some good roles because Whis and King Kai, that's a fucking ace up the sleeve right there.
Yeah.
But that it still doesn't compare to it. Like what, almost 20 years of grade A supportive characters.
Well,
Shit,
like
more than that.
20 years.
In One Piece, it's kind of necessary because their
There's so many
world is
people.
so broad and so extreme to where, like, anytime you go to a new island, it's extremely fucking different than the other one. Like, we're in Whole Cake Island right now. Everything's fucking made out of fucking cake and candy and fucking gingerbread houses and shit, dude. It's like, it's the weirdest fucking place. It's not even the weirdest fucking place we've seen in One Piece, dude. Like, One Piece...
No, it's not.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
there's an island full of giant... And like,
being real.
one of the coolest things about one of the Straw Hats, fucking Usopp. Usopp is he's a liar. He just makes up all these grand stories or whatever, right? And
It's so true. It's just I never heard it so blatantly put.
No. But here's
Listen what he said. Listen what he said.
You listen.
Yeah. I am listening.
You fucking listen. All right, and but everything that he lies about when you first meet him, he's never been on any adventure in his life, and he's talking about all this cool shit about like an island full of giants and all this other cool shit. And then when you actually he joins the fucking team, and he's a Straw Hat now, and they actually do find an island full of giants, and they find the fucking all this other shit that he was fucking like just being extravagant about. And so like everything that he actually lies about becomes true. So then I have a theory here about Usopp here, because he's lying to the fucking to Tonto fucking whatever, those little fucking people.
Yeah, the Tata.
Yeah, he's lying to them about how he's related to fucking LeBlanc Nordloff, and I think that he actually might be a little related to LeBlanc Nordloff, even though he doesn't have the acorn type haircut or whatever. He wears a helmet that pays homage to the acorn fucking helmet, and I don't know, dude. Like, I just think he just might be related. He just might be a distant relative of the LeBlanc family.
But you said it just right there. You said that random dude from when they were trying to get to that random guy that they were working with, that was a descendant of Norland.
Yeah.
When that character was a supportive character that in their time, 2 and some years later, was relevant.
Yeah, he was like at least 2 generations fucking older than them. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's but that's what I'm saying. Like, so the supportive characters play a pivotal role. A pivotal role.
Everyone knew what you were saying. Fuck, dude, the fucking the 20 viewers I get.
Love it.
But he that little role played such a strong point for something that didn't even happen in the show for 2 years their time, 10 years our time?
Yeah.
Right.
That one character. And that one character not only set up for that, but coincidentally, both of those 2 random incidents with the Nolan descendant lying about Skypiea and with Bellamy both came back in the Dressrosa arc. Both of those happen in the exact same arc, and then 10 years later they bring it back up in the exact same situation. That's supportive character genius at its finest.
I'm surprised you didn't even bring up the general, fucking one-leg general. You didn't bring up his daughter, or eh, you didn't bring up. I'm surprised you didn't bring up all these other fucking dynamic supporting. You just brought up the coolest ones, kind of. You didn't even bring up Rally. I brought up Rally. And fucking
Well, because
That's right.
Rally,
He
because
did.
they,
He bring up
you
Rally.
it's
didn't
such an
bring up the one chick that's that's the head of the like all female island that like Luffy was
well,
actually
Hancock.
allowed in to because
Because I don't want to count those who I don't want to count the people who have like video game playable references. Like I can play Boa Hancock in a video game, so to me that's a main character role. I
okay.
can, like she played
Boa.
and Raleigh is Gold Roger's right hand man. It doesn't get more main character story plot device than that. He is the right hand
So
man.
that's why you didn't bring up Garp or Kobe or
Yeah.
fucking okay.
But because if you bring up the insignificant ones and make them relevant, it makes the even more relevant ones even better.
Oh my god, dude. Stop it. Stop it. I thought I had a fucking I thought I had a champ with fucking Mr. Satan, and then you're telling me I pulled a fucking ace out of my sleeve with King Kai and Whis.
Yeah, you
Like,
did.
Come on.
You did. You did. You did. But like I said, like the most Achiro Oda wrote this story. I don't know if with other people or whatnot, but the littlest things mean so much. I mean, look at
Yeah.
Kobe and Helmeppo. They're technically supportive characters right now because they only show up every so often.
Yeah.
But they were the first two. Honestly, the most annoying characters I have yet to watch in anime.
Yeah.
Like single-handedly, and they are known now in the Marines as two of like the top 10 most badass people to wear the outfit.
Yeah.
Like it is the insignificant stuff gets pushed to the side, and then when it gets brought back up, you're like, oh my god, that's right. That's the dude that lied about the Sky Island. Oh, that's right. This is the acorn. Like just little stuff, and it plays such a big role because without them meeting Nolan, they would not have stand a chance against the Tontadas because those creatures were like superhuman. They were fast. They were actually fast. Like one of the arguments that I have with in the One Piece world, and when everybody fights, they flash step. There's a term from Bleach for those who don't know, where they just instantly teleport. But no one is actually that fast normally. The Tontadas are that fast in both the fighting aspect and just regular transportation.
Dude,
They are in the blink of an eye fast.
Do you know
If
when
they-
you're right? You're fucking right. Goddamn, I had a point. God damn it, continue. Fuck.
But if they did not have that itty bitty insignificant experience, and even that, oh my god, I'm gonna be on a roll. That whole thing where they were going to Skypiea,
Yeah.
and Sanji mentions the littlest aspect of his life, like, oh, I know that story. I was red when I grew up there. What? Oh, I was born in North Blue, but I'm in East Blue, but never mind about that. I don't want to hear about that. And then where we are 20 years later. 20 years later, we're finding out this motherfucker is a fucking Nazi by by blood, and he's pretty much an android. He's the equivalent in One Piece to what 17 and 18 are.
Yeah.
Well, they're cyborgs, but they call them androids for whatever reason. But either,
ruin the springs.
but they literally brought that up.
Had to go out and pee.
Very, very, very tiny. And then even in the flashback, when they're like, oh, his last name's Vinsmoke, and Brooke's like, oh my god, he's a Vinsmoke?
Yeah.
What's a Vinsmoke? And then Nami remembers, oh my god, there was that one time back when we were younger when he said, oh, I grew up in North Blue, which apparently every person who is royal grows up in the North Blue and has blonde hair.
Yeah,
So, like,
there's probably like a lot of shit in One Piece if you're watching it, like you won't pick up on your first viewing until like and like even the flashbacks will make barely any reference. So you actually go back and do a second viewing, you'll be like,
Yep.
"Holy shit! Oh yeah, this and like mad props to Oda Sensei for fucking just doing a beautiful job of just storytelling and just
Yes.
like the dude's
I
been
love.
planning this shit out since he was like in like high school. Like I've studied Oda. Dude is incredible, dude. Like, and
Genius.
also mad props to Akira Toriyama for just like he's given us some of the most beautiful shit
Is
ever.
a
Like
legend.
he's a
He's a
goddamn
legend.
legend, dude. He did character designs for Chrono Trigger. He did character design. He did Professor Slump, which actually made him a fucking millionaire before he even started Dragon Ball.
I
And
actually brought up Ariel. I don't know if you saw it on the me and you are part of the forum on Facebook, and we were talking about who had the strongest punch, and I brought up Arielle
yeah.
because she is.
I didn't respond to that forum at all because there was three options on there. It was One Punch Man and or Superman and Goku, whatever. I'm
Yeah,
joking. And
and
and so I'm like, obviously it's gonna be One Punch Man, but I didn't even open up that forum at all. So
dude, I put Ariel because they were, obviously One Punch Man is off topic. One Punch Man is a gag character, and for those who don't know, Akira Toriyama's earlier work with Doctor Slump, which you read that part in the manga, right? That little filler, because that was funny to me, where they brought Arielle out of, is it Ariel? I think I'm butchering the name, but anyway,
A
those who know what I'm talking.
R A L E Arali, whatever, dude. It's whatever. You can butcher it. We do that here. Do it like it's no holds barred. We're uncensored. We just we do that on my show.
Yeah, man. Well, I actually do got to call it a night.
All right.
Call it a
And
night.
that's why
Thank
I
you.
wanted to just. I already knew you were going to try to call him right. That's why I wanted to close. We're just giving props to Oda and giving props to Akira Toriyama. Um,
Yes, I
as
can't wait to meet them one day.
oh my god, dude, absolutely. Um, make sure to always like and subscribe. Check out my other show that I upload either on Friday night or Saturday sometimes. It's just depend. Like ever since I got this new job, like my work schedule's been weird. It's called On the Road. It's a podcast I do with my buddy, where when he's driving home from school. Always check that out. Um, hit that. Don't hit the bell because I feel the bell is just annoying, dude. I've hit the bell on fucking channels before, and then I just always get fucking update. Like I'm at work, I get a fucking update like Joe Rogan's fucking lot. Like I don't fucking care. Like I'm not. I'm not gonna watch the shit live. I'm gonna watch it when I get home, probably. And so don't hit the fucking bell. Just like and subscribe. I always fucking tweet and upload or tell you when the shit's uploaded. So like,
Until next
That's
time.
it. That's it.
just do all that stuff. I like to thank Zachary for coming down to actually doing this stuff. We got cool fucking. We're gonna do a part two of this because we did not finish at all. We got a part two. We're gonna do topics of plot arcs. Uh, uh, that was plot, comma arcs, cultural impact, and personal impact. We're gonna do a part two. I think I'm gonna do an Infinity War review in between this, so we're gonna have plenty of time to fucking get some arguments down and plan out plan this out better.
This is yours.
Oh, thanks. And we're gonna plan this out better, and it'll maybe there'll be less distractions going on. I don't know. Like it's Timone
Life
show's always a
services.
wild card. Like sometimes I can just be in my studio or not my studio, my office, and I'm recording.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave some comments. Like tell me what you think is better over Dragon Ball or One Piece. What do you like better, dude? Like a lot of people don't even want to give One Piece a shot because The first
No,
arc has
no,
some
no.
like really shoddy animation
Gotta give,
and
you gotta
whatever.
give him a shot.
Like
You gotta give him a shot.
and I'll talk about that more in part 2. And
You have to give him a shot.
oh
What's
my
up?
god, dude, you need to stop. All right, and yeah, we'll see you next
Hey, I'm
week.
sorry.
And yeah, later.